भारती न्यूज, सीधा, सटीक और निष्पक्ष।
Good evening and welcome. You're watching Bharati News. I'm Vansh Pradhavan and let's have a look at the biggest news of the day, starting with national headlines. Air pollution. SC asks states to form panel to ensure no construction works takes place. The Supreme Court earlier in the day slammed the Delhi government over the delay in the implementation of Stage 4 of the Graded Response Action Plan (GRAP) in the national capital, despite the alarming rise in pollution. Amid deteriorating air quality in the national capital, the Supreme Court on Monday asked the states to form committees to ensure that no construction works takes place. During the hearing, Delhi government lawyer Sadan Farasat told the court that classes up to 5 have been closed and classes up to 5 to 9 are being held online only. He said as a part of the preventive measures, schools will remain open for class 10 and 12 as they have board students. In response, the Supreme Court directed the Delhi government to ensure that the construction work is completely halted. A bench of Justice Abhay S. Oak and Justice Augustine George Massey are hearing the air pollution matter. A massive explosion rocked the temple premises in Telangana's Ranga Reddy on Monday. According to the information, the blast occurred near a temple on Lakshmiguda Road under Malardev Pali police station limits. The priest of the temple, who was cleaning the premises, got injured in the blast and was hospitalized, providing details. ACP Rajendranagar said an explosion took place near a temple on Lakshmiguda Road under Malardev Pali police station limits. The incident occurred when the temple priest was cleaning the premises near the temple. The temple priest was seriously injured in the explosion and has been admitted to the hospital. More details will be provided after investigation. As per the information, the incident happened around 11 a.m. when the priest Sugunaram of Shri Shri Yade Mate Mandir was cleaning outside the temple. Soon after the blast, Malardev Pali police reached the spot and called the bomb disposal squad. Both teams investigated the spot where the explosion took place. Here is the national news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday held a bilateral meeting with his Italian counterpart Giorgia Meloni on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. During the meeting, the leaders, who are often dubbed as Melodi, discussed enhancing cooperation in trade, investment and technology while exploring ways to strengthen cultural and people-to-people ties. Glad to have met Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni on the sidelines of Rio de Janeiro G20 summit. Our talks centered around deepening ties in defense, security, trade and technology. We also talked about how to boost cooperation in culture, education and other such areas. Indian-Italian friendship can greatly contribute to a better planet, PM Modi wrote on a social media platform after holding the meeting. PM Modi and Macron held talks at G20 summit vowed to deepen space, energy and AI sectors. Both PM Modi and Macron explored opportunities to enhance defense collaboration, including joint military exercises and development of cutting-edge defense technologies. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron held a key bilateral meeting on the sidelines of the 19th G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil on Monday. According to the statement released by the Ministry of External Affairs, both leaders discussed ways to deepen the strategic partnership between India and France, particularly in the areas of defense, technology and climate change. It is always a matter of immense joy to meet my friend President Emmanuel Macron, complimented him on the successful hosting of the Paris Olympics and Paralympics earlier this year. We talked about how India and France will keep working closely in sectors like space, energy, AI and other such futuristic areas. Our nation will also work closely to enhance people-to-people linkages, PM Modi wrote after the meeting. Here comes the sports news. PCB curtails National Women's Championship after fire in team hotel. The Pakistan Cricket Board has stated that the top 2 teams of the National Women's Championship will feature in the final. The PCB had to curtail the tournament after a fire incident at a team hotel. The Pakistani Cricket Board (PCB) had to end the Women's National Championship after 5 players had a close shave to a fire incident at a team hotel. The Pakistani board had booked a floor for the 5 teams and the officials that had featured in the tournament. The Pakistan Cricket Board has decided to curtail the National Women's One-Day Tournament 2024-2025 in Karachi following a fire incident at the team hotel. Fortunately, No players were injured as the PCB promptly evacuated the 5 players in the hotel at the time of the incident and relocated them safely to Hanif Muhammad High Performance Center, PCB said in a press statement. On Monday, 4 sides were involved in the 5th round matches while strikers were training at a training session. The decision to tourniquet the tournament was made with the health and safety of the players as the top priority. Additionally, the unavailability of alternative accommodations to meet the approximately 100 rooms of the required standard contributed to this outcome, it added. BCCI announces India's women's squad for Australia's ODI. Shefali Verma dropped. Shefali Verma, who last scored a half-century in ODIs in July 2022, was omitted from India's squad for the Australia series. Indian women will be going on a short tour of Australia for 350-over matches, which could serve as an ideal preparation for the next year's World Cup. The BCCI named a 16-member squad for the 3-match ODI series between India and Australian women's team. Opening batter Shefali Verma, who hasn't scored a 50 in her last 12 innings, spanning a little over 2 years, has been left out while the likes of Priya Punia and Harleen Deol has returned to the ODI side. Minu Mani and Tita Sadhu, who have played 4 and 9 T20s respectively but are yet to represent India in the ODI, have been called up for the short tour of Australia. Verma, who recorded scores of 33, 11 and 12 in the 3 matches against New Zealand, averages 12.1 in the last 10 ODI innings and hasn't been able to crack the code in the format for some time now. The team management and selectors have been patient with the 20-year-old opener before pulling the plug, keeping in mind in the next year's home World Cup. So that concludes our news bulletins for today. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned to Bharti News for continuous coverage and more updates coming right up. Wishing you a great evening and a great night ahead. Thank you.
भारती न्यूज़, सीधा, सटीक और निष्पक्ष।